Hi everyone, this is Denise Fogel from Click of the Mouse, and thank you for coming back for a minute of your time. Today we will be talking about part 2 of using the event tabs to grow your travel business. Last week we discussed how to put together your image, how to upload it, to create the aura for your page and your event. What I'd like to discuss today is the who, what, the where, and the why, and all that good stuff. So let's get started with first our date and time. All you need to do is at the top it says when with a question mark is put in your date and time. Double check the AM and PM so that it's correct, so you didn't mix up and say you're getting if let's say it's a group cruise and you're having them coming in at 5 p.m. rather than 5 a.m. in the morning. You want to make sure those things are correct. The next step is, it's really important, is what are you planning? Suppose it's a group cruise. You want to make sure you have the group cruise, where it is, how many nights. Make sure your spelling is correct, because once you get an invite back, you cannot change your spelling on the planning page here. What are you planning? So double check your spelling before you even send it out. Okay. In this case, this has a definite address. It's at the Heinz Convention Center, where if you put in the add the street address, you should be able to get a little map that will pop up when a person clicks on where it is. So you definitely want to think about adding in the street address. Now, what I'd like you to look at here is the more information box. Right now, you can't really read too much of it, and I'll show you how to make that larger in a minute. Then we'll be looking at who's invited and how to select guests. And then what I'd like you to look at right now is that little yellow circle where it says show the guest list on the event page. There's pros and cons on that, and we'll talk about that on the next page. And then non-administrators can write on the wall. You definitely want non-administrators to write on the wall because you want to get a dialogue going and a conversation. So let's look at show the guest list on the event page, whether or not you should do this. Pros are, the more people attending, the more opportunities to grow and share that information so that people create a buzz about it. If their friends are going, maybe they'll want to go on this group cruise. The cons are, maybe your client doesn't want to have their name out there. Well, they don't have to say they're attending. You can always put that out there. And not too many people attending might put out a negative vibe. So you need to think about that. My suggestion is try it both ways and see which way works best for you. Okay, before I was showing you the more information box and how to make it larger. If you look at that little purple arrow in the lower right-hand corner there, and you just click and drag those 3 little lines and the box gets larger. And you'll be able to type in more information and see the whole big picture of what you're typing. For search engine optimization, your first 250 words are the most important if you want it seen out there and for the whole wide world to see. So make sure you pick your words carefully. And don't forget, include a hyperlink at the bottom so that people can get more information from your website. Okay, now let's invite some guests. So let's send a message. Right now here, as you can see, I want you to take a look at this page first. I set it up to say whether or not the guests want to put it on the wall, maybe, no, I'm attending. I also want you to look at the top and it says, it's a green line, it says update fans of Outside Sales Support Network. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Right now we're going to talk about selecting guests to invite. That's right below the image here, or if you were back on those previous pages, it said select guests. What's important to realize about this is select guests are your personal friends. They are not just fans of a particular place like OSSN. Now, a lot of my friends are fans of OSSN, but these are my private friends. So when you send this update out, make sure that it's to the right audience. Don't be sending it willy-nilly all over the place. Select your people accordingly. Would they be really attending this group cruise if they're living in Africa or something like that? You want to make sure that you pick your target audience to match the function. Okay, so I clicked on select guests. Now, all I need to do is put a little X next to check marks to the next to the people I want to invite. Include a personal note here. It's really important because this is coming from you, or in this case from me. It's not from OSSN, it's not from your business, it's a personal note from you. Then don't forget to click Save and Close. You can send out, I believe, up to 100 invites and messages at one time. How else can you get the word out? Once the event is on the page and a friend goes to the event, a friend can invite their friends. I think that's so cool. You can also send an email out to your clients and include the link to your Facebook page. Now, you might want to make it into an image and then make a hyperlink to it. It's all up to you. But you can just copy the URL from the page and make a hyperlink in your email so that you can get the word out through your email about the event that's coming up. And then they can get back, then your friends and family, and they can get back to the page and say whether or not they're coming. Okay. So we were talking about before selecting a guest to invite, and remember, it is your personal friends. If you have more than one administrator, those administrators can invite their personal friends also. So let's look at what else we were talking about here. If you look over here where it says in the center, Hinesville Convention Center, I have a little purple arrow here. If you notice there's no map there, that's because the rest of the address was not put in. And then I want you to look at the top up here. It says up another green line. It says update fans of Southside Sales Support Network. Now this is where we're going to be updating our fans. This is not such a great way because it gets kind of overlooked in the mishmash of what's going on in Facebook and people don't really know where to look for it. But I suggest the following for doing that. So let's look. How many updates? I suggest 3 updates. One when you first post it, halfway to the event, and right before the event. Don't spam people with all kinds of messages and updates because it's just not done. It's not appropriate. Use your news feed to talk about the event, who the speakers are, where the ports of calls are, any kind of special prizes that will be given away, what's going to happen at this port, what you should see at this destination. All those great things you can put on your news feed to reinforce the event. So, how do we send an update? We clicked on that little link at the top that said send an update. And what I'd like you to do in here is write an update about it. If it's a particular cruise, you want to put that information here. In this case, it's about the OSSN travel show and forum, I should say. So you want to put the information here and send a message. You can even put in a flyer and upload that and send it along. Include a personal message and sign your name, because it should always come from a person, not just from the business. The more personal you make all this information, the more interaction you're going to get, because your fans will know there's somebody behind all of this. All right. You can actually target it. Suppose you just want people from the United States to come. If you look at the top here, you can send it out to everyone that likes OSSN on this page. Or you can target it. If it's a group cruise that's just specific to women over the age of 50, you can put that in there and target it to exactly who you want to target it to. So that's a really nice feature. But remember, this area gets kind of overlooked once in a while. So yeah, I would definitely follow up with an email message and updates on your wall and invite guests accordingly from your personal page. When everything comes together, it will now be posted automatically by Facebook to your wall. And as you can see, it's right up here. It tells you exactly where it is, when it starts, and then you can like it, you can comment, you can share this on your own personal page, and you can RSVP to this event. And that's all there is to it. Have any questions? Email me, Denise@clickofthemouse.net, tweet me at DVClicks, and please like my business page on Facebook. And definitely check out the Click of the Mouse blog. And as always, till next time, I will see you on Facebook. And this was created for educational purposes only. Thank you so much for a minute of your time.